what's up, and welcome back to another video. I'm currently coming to you from the Arco Norte freeway, where, well, if you saw my last video, we're still assessing our car situation. But anyway, today we're going to fly on Aeromexico's Boeing 787-8 Dreamliner over to Tijuana. Let's go!
But before we begin, I want to give a quick shout out to my sister's channel, Giselle Bear's Gaming World. She just uploaded her first video and it is very nice. And she has more videos coming along the way. And she could use a lot more subscribers than what she currently has. I really think she deserves it. Let's help my sister's channel grow. Anyway, back to the video. So, yeah, this trip pretty much happened on accident. But, oh well, here we are. Anyway, after a 2-hour ride over to Mexico City International Airport, we head over to Terminal 2, where we'll catch today's Dreamliner. The entrance into Terminal 2 is not that photogenic. I've been to Terminal 1 a few times and it looks just a little bit nicer, but Terminal 2, there's some room for improvement. After entering Terminal 2, we head up this escalator to the Aeromexico check-in area, where, because we didn't book in advance, we would buy the tickets for today's flight. The very kind lady behind the check-in counter had trouble printing our tickets, so she sent us over to another counter where she was able to print our tickets, and as it turns out, these were the last 2 tickets for this flight. Then we headed back to the check-in area to select the final 2 seats for this flight. Despite the check-in area being somewhat crowded, check-in took only a few minutes, thanks to some very fast-moving staff. So a few minutes later, we were on our way through security. Unfortunately, security here at Mexico City Airport is quite chaotic and takes quite a while. In our case, it was 30 minutes. Then we enter into the main part of Terminal 2. It is actually very nice, with a lot of coffee shops, restaurants, and duty-free shops. Although, like the rest of the airport, this area is also very crowded. Taking a quick look at the departures board reveals that our flight is on time. This is by far my favorite part of Terminal 2, and as you can see, it provides a very nice view out onto the apron and all the aircraft. It's too bad this is the only good view out onto the apron in the entire terminal. The rest of the windows are blocked. Then we head over to our gate. The terminal was very crowded due to several flights boarding. Then we arrived at our gate, which, by the way, is gate number 67. Then we waited for about 45 minutes.
So yeah, boarding is now starting, so let's go.
Something weird about the gates here at Terminal 2 is that there's a pretty long hallway to get to the jet bridge. Anyway, today's aircraft is a 7-year-old Boeing 787-8 Dreamliner, registration November 967 Alpha Mike, delivered new to Aeromexico in April of 2014. Aeromexico's Boeing 787-8 Dreamliner has 243 seats in a 2-class configuration, 32 Classic Premier seats, 9 AM Plus seats, and 202 Standard Economy seats. Here's my seat, 16G, which is an aisle seat and was actually very comfortable for the 2-hour and 46-minute journey. One of the flight attendants came around passing headphones for the in-flight entertainment screen. As for the in-flight entertainment screen, it looked pretty nice, although we'll review it in full depth later. Soon enough, the safety demonstration started playing, we finished pushback, and we began our taxi out to runway 05 right. Then we lined up with the runway and began the takeoff roll. Let's take a look at today's route map. Today's flight will cover a distance of 1,428 miles at an altitude of 40,000 feet. Total flight time will be 2 hours and 46 minutes. Let's take a look at this seat and Aeromexico's service. The in-flight entertainment screen is very nice and is a pretty good size. It was very interactive, although I had a few problems with it later on in the flight. As for the choices on this screen, they were pretty good, although I wish there had been just a little bit more choices. As for the moving map, it was very nice, but it left quite a lot to be desired. There was also this screen, giving us handy information about our flight, although the total distance marker was somewhat glitched. Then I went with this movie, one of my all-time favorites. The tray table comes down from the back of the seat in front of you, similar to many other economy class seats. This table is pretty big and much bigger than the ones you'd get on Volaris. It is very good. A few minutes later, the flight attendants came around passing snacks and beverages free of charge, which is actually something that I wasn't expecting. As for me, I chose the chocolate cookies and a glass of water. Then there's this little built-in adjustable headrest, which is very hard to adjust with only one hand, but it was very comfortable. This was very nice. Let's do a quick cabin walkthrough. Economy class is arranged in a 3-3-3 configuration. Again, as I said earlier, all of Aeromexico's Boeing 787-8s have 202 standard economy seats. Each come with their personal in-flight entertainment screen and power outlets. They also have a pitch of 31 to 34 inches and a width of 17.2 inches. AM Plus is Aeromexico's premium economy product. There are 9 seats, all located at the front row of the economy cabin, with a pitch of 38 inches. And behind this curtain is Clase Premier, or Aeromexico's business class. Arranged in a 2-2-2 configuration, there are 32 of these lie-flat seats, with a pitch of 60 inches and a width of 20 inches. Then I returned to my seat. A few minutes later, the entire in-flight entertainment system for the entire cabin was resetted. To me, this was definitely a negative. Thankfully, a few minutes later, the in-flight entertainment came back on, and I went back to watching my movie. The recline of this seat was pretty good. It was actually pretty comfortable. This was very nice. But then, my in-flight entertainment screen failed completely. I had to wait 10 minutes for it to reboot. This happened multiple times during the flight and was very annoying. This was definitely a negative. Despite my troubles, I was still able to watch the rest of my movie. But before I knew it, we were already past the Gulf of California and we were making our approach into Tijuana. And just like that, welcome to Tijuana. I will now give some of my opinions on this experience. First of all, the kindness of the staff, both on the ground and in the air, was something that I wasn't really expecting. I've heard a lot of bad things about Aeromexico when it comes to their staff, but on this flight, that just wasn't the case. Second of all, the experience at Mexico City Airport could really be improved somewhat. It is very crowded and quite chaotic. Third of all, I want to give a quick tip. I really recommend booking tickets with Aeromexico at least 1 week in advance. That way you can find some pretty good deals. And now let's rate this flight. First of all, the seat. It was very comfortable. The legroom was very nice, and so was that headrest. I wouldn't mind spending 9 or 10 hours in that seat on a long-haul flight. Second of all, the food. Even though if it was just cookies and a glass of water, it was very welcome and very nice. The fact that it was free made the overall experience all the more enjoyable. Third of all, the entertainment. This is something that could really be improved upon. The screen was very responsive at first, but was very faulty The choices were somewhat limited, the Wi-Fi didn't work throughout the entire flight, and the power outlets stopped working halfway through the flight. Fourth, the service. This is where Aeromexico really shined. The staff, both on the ground and in the air, were very kind and helpful, even when exposed to a very stressful environment. Overall, a very nice flight from Aeromexico, and I would definitely fly them again. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please consider sharing and liking this video, and consider subscribing to my channel. I'll be back in 2 weeks for another video. But until next time, I'll see you down the line.